All right, we're up.
Yep. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, and welcome to this week's edition of Deals Revealed, the top restaurant news, sales listings, and franchise opportunities, right? From We Sell Restaurants, the nation's largest restaurant brokerage firm. I'm Robin Gagnon.
Hello there. I'm Rob Morrison, and we're bringing you the biggest news of the week. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or even join our brand as a franchisee, this is the place to be.
All right, news, sales, restaurant, new listings, insider tips on what's moving in the marketplace. We got it all. So drop your questions in the comments and we will answer them live.
Yeah, if you're watching live, please say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you're catching a replay, type replay so we know that you stopped by.
All right, you ready?
Yes, indeed.
Let's dive in. What's happening in the restaurant, in my marketplace? Top insights of the week.
Yeah, this one's really interesting, isn't it? Restaurant owners paying close attention to this trend, which means a growing number of independent restaurants and some larger chains as well are pulling back from third-party delivery platforms like DoorDash, right? Cutting some ties entirely. At first glance, those platforms offer convenience, of course, and access to more customers, but the economics just can't be justified.
Listen, these commission fees, Rob, they're crazy. They run from 15 to 30% per order.
Right.
I mean, that's taking a serious bite out of an already very tight restaurant margin, but the cost, it's beyond the fee. Because when that order comes through that third party, and this is a very big concern, the restaurant can lose access to the customer information, direct marketing, right? All those opportunities and control over the overall experience from ordering through delivery.
Right, that's a great point. And some operators are now encouraging guests to order directly through their websites, their mobile apps, or loyalty programs. That helps them protect more of each sale, build those stronger relationships that you're talking about, and bringing the guests back with targeted offers.
Yes, so for our buyers and sellers, it is an important valuation point. A restaurant that actually has that strong direct ordering system and loyal repeat customers can be more attractive than one that's like relying on these third-party platforms beyond their control. Third-party delivery, listen, it can still be useful, but it should support the business, not control it.
Yeah, that's a great point. How about this? Alcohol-free cocktails driving revenue.
I'm out.
Me too.
All right, but they're saying the non-alcoholic category, it's no longer limited to just sparkling water, soda, or basic juice. Restaurants, they're going all in on these zero-proof cocktail menus, fresh ingredients, house-made syrups, creative garnishes, premium glassware, same level of presentation that you get with this traditional cocktail.
Yeah, and it matters because more guests are drinking less alcohol without giving up that social experience of ordering a special beverage. Younger consumers, sober, curious guests, designated drivers, and people simply taking a night off still want something that feels intentional. A table with two non-drinkers that once meant 2 glasses of water can now mean $12 to $14 craft mocktails.
Yes, super smart. And the opportunity, it's not just about guest satisfaction. Listen, think about the margins, $12 to $14 each versus water at zero.
Right.
These help restaurants serve a broader range of customers without changing the core concept and really push up the average unit for each meal.
That's right. So the restaurant's doing it well. Do not treat the zero-proof menu as an afterthought. They're training their staff, describing the drinks with confidence, and giving them a visible place on the menu.
Okay, here to stay or going fast?
I don't know.
I think it's a lasting trend. Listen, this thoughtful non-alcoholic program, because I read somewhere else that like younger consumers just are not consuming as much alcohol. So this can create new revenue, improve the whole guest experience, and help a restaurant differentiate, stand out in a crowded market.
Very interesting. Turning our attention now to some summer travelers fueling restaurant sales these days. If your restaurant operates in a market that attracts summer visitors, this is the season to make every impression count. 55% of consumers plan at least one overnight trip in the United States this summer, and dining out is one of the main activities they expect to enjoy.
And that is unrelated to the whole World Cup. growth that we
Right.
saw in
Right.
restaurants. So 98% of travelers expect to visit restaurants during their trips. Of course, what else are you going to do? 30% of sales at a typical restaurant can come from tourists, which means visitor traffic. It's not a small seasonal bonus. In the right market, it's a major part of annual revenue.
Wow. Travelers usually decide where to eat using their phones, look at location, value reviews, current photos, menus and hours, and whether the restaurant offers something local. That's important that they can't get at home. That creates a real advantage for independent restaurants that clearly communicate what makes them different.
Listen, we were entertaining out of town guests last week, and they wanted to know where to go, and they had something specific in mind. They wanted seafood, and rather than just run through what I thought was the best opportunity, I went online. I did what every consumer does. So make sure your Google business profile is accurate, your menu and hours, their current photos. Big deal. Make sure those photos reflect the experience guests actually receive. Respond to those reviews, good and bad. Feature local specialties and promote timely offers before those busy travel weekends.
Nice. I hope you guys had a nice time.
Yes,
I'm
we
sure you
did.
did. All right. So we're going to switch over to our top listings this week. Some new ones, three brand new ones. This week we're looking at Arkansas and Colorado and Arizona. We have a high margin mobile beverage business, flexible ice cream concept, and a turnkey restaurant space that's ready for a brand new brand.
All right. Each one different path to ownership, but all three allow a buyer to step into an established operation or a completed build out without starting from the ground up. Super important.
Okay, first up is listing number 41587. It's in Rogers, Arkansas, and it's represented by Team Tyson. This one listed at $140,000. Turnkey mobile beverage business generating.
Just talked about beverages, right?
Yeah, and this one is on the road. It generated more than 116,000 in annual sales. Approximately 78,000 of that is owner benefit.
Wow, high margin.
Right. The sale includes a fully equipped 2021 Ford Transit van, established customer relationships, booked catering events, and training for the next owner, with a two-person operating model and ingredient costs averaging about 80 cents per drink.
Crazy.
Right, this business delivers strong margins with low labor and cost of goods requirements.
Yes, absolutely. All right, we're going to move on to Fort Collins, Colorado. We're going to talk about Bobby P out there and his listing 41350, listed for $250,000. It's a customizable ice cream concept. I love these.
Yeah.
Like single-use kind of concepts, like the one we just talked about, and this one. Sales $159,000, earnings $39,000, 1,600 square foot location in a high traffic retail center near a major college and surrounding student housing. It also includes an oversized kitchen, walk-in cooler, refrigerator, prep equipment, and existing hood system, giving the owner they can expand this menu way beyond just ice cream or introduce a new concept.
Near a college campus.
Yes.
Love that. The third one we got this week, listing number 41393. It's in Glendale, Arizona, and it's represented by Doreen Gorman, listed for just $59,888. It's a turnkey quick service restaurant. It's located in a busy grocery anchored shopping center with strong visibility and lots of parking. The current concept not included, so it gives the new buyer all that freedom to bring a brand new menu and a brand new concept into this fully equipped space. Restaurant includes a Type 1 hood, full cooking line, plenty of refrigeration, about 20 interior seats, and there's a patio there. The rent there is under $4,000. It's about $3,800 a month.
Sounds great. Wow, what a deal. Can you imagine what it would cost to build that from the ground up?
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you've got a profitable mobile business with booked events, a flexible dessert concept near a major college. You can expand beyond dessert for sure, and a fully built Arizona restaurant for under $60,000. All three live right now at WeSellRestaurants.com. So hit that Get Complete package on any listing that's catching your eye. The financials, the restaurant broker, and next steps, all just one click away. Don't sit on these.
Right. All right. We want to talk about insights now specifically for sellers this week, beginning with a buyer review of the financials, studying the lease or asking about equipment. The moment they arrive, they're already forming an opinion about how the restaurant's been operated and maintained.
Yeah, you think about that. Buyers notice these details that sellers, they no longer see it because it's part of the daily routine. This broken light, little damaged seating, cluttered storage area, faded signage, maybe an odor or an untidy restaurant. They feel minor or feel overlooked because you see them every day. But buyers, they look at that and say that is deferred maintenance.
Yeah.
And there's money associated with that.
Right. They don't see the opportunity in that because there isn't any. That can quickly change the way a buyer evaluates the opportunity. Instead of focusing on the sales and the customers, the growth potential, they begin calculating those repair costs you were mentioning and wondering, what are the other problems that I don't see?
Yeah, so the same principle is behind the scenes as well, right? When you have a clean kitchen, an organized walk-in cooler, labeled storage areas, clear pathways, equipment properly maintained, in turn, that gives the buyers confidence that the business has been operated and maintained responsibly.
Yeah, so before showings begin, walk through the restaurant as if you were visiting it for the first time. Start outside, then move through the dining room, the restrooms, back of the house, kitchen, storage areas, the office, and of course all the exterior service areas.
And then make a list. Make those small repairs. Replace the burned out light bulbs. Oh, for heaven's sakes, clean that thing that comes through the ceiling.
The vent.
The vent. Remove all unnecessary clutter, deep clean, and address anything that could distract buyers from the real opportunity. These simple improvements, they can make that restaurant feel more organized, professional, and ready for the new owner.
Yeah, the sellers don't need to do a complete major renovation before going to market. The goal is to demonstrate that the business can be cared for and that a buyer can step into an operation that's clean and organized and functional.
Yeah, that strong first impression, that keeps the buyer focused on the value of the business instead of having them create a list on paper or in their mind of the potential problems. That confidence leads to stronger interest, better offers, smoother path towards closing.
All right, that's for the sellers. Now to the buyers. This week's buyer insight, it's about the number that often gets overlooked. The purchase price is not the full amount you may need to take ownership.
Oh, so important, Rob. And that's heartbreaking when you've got a buyer getting to the closing table and they didn't realize they need working capital, right? Inventory, deposits to be reimbursed, maybe licensing or transfer fees. Insurance starts day one.
Right.
Professional costs, and then, of course, if there are any immediate repairs or upgrades. So even a profitable restaurant may need some cash during those first months while you are learning the operation and establishing your rhythm.
That's right. And that's where some of the buyers are making costly mistakes. They put every available dollar into the acquisition, leave themselves with little to no flexibility after closing. Then one equipment repair or seasonal slowdown or unexpected expense can create all that unnecessary pressure.
And totally unnecessary, right? Because we have wonderful lenders who have working capital available, just unsecured credit up to $500,000. So before making that offer, build that full acquisition budget. Have a conversation about exactly what's going to be due, what's included in the sale, what has to be paid at closing, what expenses may come right afterwards. Ask whether inventory is included, whether the landlord wants the deposit reimbursed or the seller, and whether the franchise has training or transfer fees, maybe travel expense to go and take advantage of the training.
That's right. And like you just mentioned, financing can help preserve that capital, but the goal is not to simply qualify for the purchase. The goal is to begin ownership with enough resources to operate confidently and take advantage of growth opportunities.
A smart buyer plans for the business they are acquiring as well as the transition that follows. So shop for proven cash flow, but make sure you have the capital to protect it.
All right. So we sold some restaurants recently.
Woo, did we ever?
We want to tell you about it. We're featuring 2 restaurant sales, very different stories. One seller, a 63-unit operator, making a strategic portfolio decision. The other needed to sell because of unexpected health concerns. Both restaurants are officially sold and closed.
All right, first up, it's listing 35347 in Marietta, Georgia, and these were certified restaurant workers Jeff and Kim Height. The seller, listen, he wasn't leaving the restaurant industry. He wanted to just sell one location and focus on the rest of his portfolio. Well, that's a great opportunity for a buyer coming from the finance industry who had always wanted to run a restaurant.
Yep. The structure of the deal made this an especially strong first purchase. Seller also became the buyer's landlord, offering favorable lease terms and agreed to provide support through the transition. Two even discussed the possibility of working together on another restaurant in the future.
I love that.
Yeah.
Right. Teaming up. Our second listing is 27355 in Oviedo, California. Did I say that right?
I was so impressed.
Okay, it's Oviedo, according to us, Florida, sold by certified restaurant brokers Deborah and Samantha Sawyer of We Sell Restaurants, Florida, Orlando, Kissimmee, and Sanford. So here's an interesting thing, and this happens more than you know. Deborah and Samantha had sold this restaurant before. So what happened? The owner faced some health concerns and he needed a timely exit. What did he do? Went back to the restaurant team, the certified restaurant brokers who already understood the business, the location, and its potential.
Yeah, so the buyer relocating from Korea and purchasing her first restaurant, she plans to bring her kimbap concept to the Oviedo market, and the existing restaurant space gives her a faster path to opening than building out from the ground up.
So here we have it. Two first-time buyers, two sellers, very different reasons for exiting, and two successful closings that show why restaurant sales are often driven by changing goals and life circumstances, not problems with the business.
That's right. So, thinking about buying or selling a restaurant, visit WeSellRestaurants.com to connect with a broker near you.
All right, and we're going to talk about some hot new listings now, because it has been hot outside. So this week, two established opportunities in Texas and Florida. One is a high-volume bar and restaurant generating, get this, more than $1.6 million in sales.
Wow.
The other is a profitable franchise cafe with 26 years of operating history and weekday-only hours.
And both offer proven performance and turnkey operations, but they appeal to very different buyers. One delivers scale, full liquor license, and entertainment potential. The other offers predictable income, franchise support, and no nights or weekends.
I know some folks ready to sign up for both. But first, let's look at listing 41436 in Cedar Park, Texas, represented by Sam Hopkins at $265,000. Established bar business. We talked about this. More than $1.6 million in sales from a fully equipped 3,600 square foot location. The space has a full commercial kitchen, a liquor license, 120 total seats, patio seating, televisions, pool tables, and a dedicated game area. All-in monthly rent easily carried by that volume, $12,267, and a team of more than a dozen in place for the next owner. So you've got a full cook line, smoker, walk-in kitchen, bar equipment, furniture included. So you skip all the expensive build-out, and you've got your own sports bar, pub, cafe, or restaurant concept.
All right, that sounds pretty good. Next up, we have a listing 41425. It's in Orlando, Florida, and it's represented by Deborah and Samantha Sawyer. Just talked about them. Listed for $200,000. It's a profitable franchise cafe. It served the community there for 26 years, generates over $404,000 in sales, and returns the owner benefit of about $78,000. The business is open Monday through Friday for breakfast and lunch, operating fewer than 40 hours a week, no late nights, no weekends.
Imagine the restaurant business with no nights and weekends.
It's a dream,
Yeah.
right? It's a pretty good sized space, about 2,700 square feet. It seats 50 guests and operates with a streamlined menu and a team of just 3 employees. So, low labor costs.
Yes.
Buyer receives franchise training, recognized branding, established systems, and ongoing support. SBA financing may also be available for qualified buyers with as little as 10% down.
I love it. So, $1.6 million in sales in a bar, and that's a restaurant opportunity in Texas, and a profitable 26-year franchise cafe, weekday only hours.
Wow. Both are live right now at WeSellRestaurants.com. Select Get Complete Package on either listing to review the financials, connect with the broker, and learn more about next steps.
Speaking of brokers, let's talk about a few. A successful restaurant transaction, it's much more than getting the deal closed. It's about communication, attention to detail, making sure each client feels supported throughout the process. So this week, we are highlighting 2 reviews from clients in Texas and Georgia.
Yep, different markets, different transactions, one consistent message. Responsive service makes a complicated process feel much, much easier.
All right, Jason from We Sell Restaurants Frisco worked on a deal with K&K, and this is the review that was posted on Google. Excellent service from start to finish. Jason was professional, knowledgeable, and genuinely cared about our needs. He was responsive, easy to work with, and made the entire process smooth and stress-free. His attention to detail and commitment to customer service truly stood out. I highly recommend Jason for anyone looking for outstanding service and a great experience. Thank you for going above and beyond. If I had the opportunity to give a 10-star review, I would have done so.
That's a nice one. That review says a lot about the value of having the right broker involved. Professional knowledge matters. So does responsiveness and patience and a genuine commitment to the client's needs.
You know what's so interesting about that though, Rob? Jason just celebrated his 1-year mark with We Sell Restaurants.
That's gone pretty fast.
It went so fast, but think about the training and knowledge and commitment to our core values he learned and was able to get that sort of review and those sorts of results in 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, well done.
Well done. So our second review comes from Tanya Tucker, who worked with Robert Klaus from We Sell Restaurants Northeast Georgia. She says, thank you to Robert, who is very responsive and attentive in making our transaction smooth and seamless. We would recommend him to anyone.
Tanya Tucker, right?
Yeah.
Not Tanya.
No.
Okay. Smooth and seamless. Those are powerful words in a restaurant transaction where there are often many people and documents and deadlines involved, all of it.
Yeah, and Jason and Robert, they both demonstrated what clients should expect from We Sell Restaurants. It's what you train. Clear communication, professional guidance, personal attention from start to finish.
So there you go. 2 markets, 2 brokers, 2 clients who felt supported throughout that transaction. That's the We Sell Restaurants standard.
Yeah, and speaking of that standard, let's talk about our franchise.
Well, why not? Every restaurant transaction involves more than a buyer and a seller. It takes a professional like Robert and Jason that we just talked about, who understands operations and financial performance, leases, equipment, all those details that move a deal towards closing. And that's where a certified restaurant broker can make all the difference.
Yeah, so this business model, We Sell Restaurants, was focused exclusively on the restaurant industry. That's what it was created for. Our franchise partners, so carefully chosen, but they help restaurant owners prepare for a successful exit. They guide qualified buyers through the acquisition process and support franchisors with restaurant resales.
Yeah, for someone with restaurant experience, this can be a natural next chapter. You already understand food costs, labor, customer service, and the demands of running an operation. Now you can apply that knowledge in a professional brokerage business without having to manage the kitchen or carry inventory, work late nights, restaurant hours, all of it.
Yeah, so we actually called this the restaurant business with banker's hours. You remain connected to that industry you know and love, but you build a business that offers greater control over your schedule and lifestyle.
Right. You're not just starting alone. Franchise partners receive our certified restaurant broker training, proven processes, marketing resources, restaurant-specific technology, and access to a national network built around restaurant transactions only.
Yeah, the We Sell Restaurants brand, we're giving you the systems, the tools, and the support. You develop the local relationships, market knowledge, and commitment to customer service. Together, those resources help you guide buyers and sellers through a process that otherwise feels quite complicated.
Yeah, this opportunity could be a strong fit for restaurant owners, multi-unit operators, hospitality executives, Business professionals certainly, and anyone really ready to build a business within the restaurant industry.
No kitchen, no inventory, no food costs to manage, no late nights, just a specialized business helping restaurant owners and buyers move confidently into their next chapter. Visit WeSellRestaurants.com/franchise to explore the franchise opportunity today.
And within all of that is franchise resales. Big part of what we do. Every franchise system eventually faces resales. Owners retire, they relocate or pursue new opportunities, and some simply decide it's just, it's time for the next chapter. The question's not whether resales will happen, it's whether the brand has a clear process to manage them.
Franchise resale affects much more than one operator, by the way. It can impact the customers, employees, royalties, brand standards, and long-term strength of the market. But when that process is handled correctly, the location stays open, the seller moves forward, and the brand gains a new franchisee ready to succeed in the location.
That's right, and that's where We Sell Restaurants brings specialized expertise. Restaurants are all we sell.
That's it.
Our certified restaurant brokers understand restaurant operations, financial performance, leases, franchise requirements, and the steps involved in transferring an operating location.
All right, we work with those franchisors, right, from the beginning to understand buyer qualifications, approval requirements, training expectations, transfer fees, all those complexities, including timing.
Yeah.
That allows us to introduce candidates who are better aligned with the brand before they even reach the franchise development team.
We also understand that confidentiality matters, and poorly managed sale can create uncertainty among employees, the customers, vendors, landlords. Our process is designed to protect the operation while qualified buyers are identified and the transaction moves forward.
For the franchisor, a structured resale program can help reduce closures, protect royalty revenue, preserve market presence, and create a better experience for both that franchisee who's leaving and the incoming operator.
It also allows your internal team to stay focused instead of managing every inquiry, confidentiality agreement, financial review, and buyer conversation. You have a restaurant brokerage partner guiding that process.
So franchise resale should not be treated as isolated problems. They are part of the franchise life cycle. They're an opportunity to strengthen the system when managed with the right strategy.
Yeah, so visit WeSellRestaurants.com and select 4 franchisors to learn how We Sell Restaurants can support your brand with a professional restaurant-focused resale program.
Can you believe it? We're wrapping up.
Wow, that went by fast.
Yes.
Just like this week.
I know. But when you're like going through the top sales and the listings, sharing information about our franchise opportunities, talking about these amazing reviews, gosh, it's all there. So if you're watching, buying, selling, or exploring a career in restaurant brokerage, we'd love to help you.
Certainly. Great deals move quickly, so click the link in comments or visit WeSellRestaurants.com to learn more.
If you enjoyed today's show, hit that thumbs up button, share it with someone interested in restaurant ownership.
Follow our page so you never miss a new listing, and we'll be back next Friday with more updates.
All right, have a great weekend, and remember, our name says it all. We sell restaurants.